Welcome, y'all. I am so happy you are here this morning. You are here for You Asked, We Built. So, in today's session, we will be reviewing features from managing projects and maintaining relationships, as well as some honorable mentions and some sneaky little last minute ads that we snuck in there at the last second. And our most loved from throughout the month. Okay, so we are going to be chatting all through these new features today. That is what today's session is all about, is these new features we launched. This initiative is all about hearing your guys' voice. I see you in the chat. I am loving it. If you haven't found the chat already, please hop in there and let us know where you are tuning in from. I've got to introduce myself too, of course. So my name is Mac. I am part of the Honeybook education team here. Happy Valentine's Day, y'all. I'm so happy you are joining us. So, what is You Asked, We Built? This is all about how your guys' input makes our product better. Okay, so 4 weeks ago, we kicked off 30 days of product improvements based on some of the most highly requested features from our member community. And each week we announced a new batch of features to support every stage in your client flow. So today we are wrapping that all up with a whopping total, drumroll please, of 38 features released, you guys. 38 features in 30 days. I can't even do the math on that, but it's something crazy, okay? Our team is like, they're going to need a good vacation after this, I'm pretty sure. Okay, let's take a look at what these features are looking like, and we're going to start out with week 3. So these features were all focused around managing your projects more easily. So from customization to communication, tracking in your pipeline, and moving projects towards that completed stage. These features were all built to help get you there. Okay, so the first of these was SMS notifications. Hop into the chat, you guys. How many of you have been wishing, dreaming, hoping, praying Honeybook would start sending some text reminders for your meetings, for your payment reminders? Is this you today? I want to see your excitement and your love for this feature in the chat, y'all, because we are really starting out with a bang. Shanice loves it. This is a long requested feature. Rodney's on board. Sierra's here for it. Meredith, I love it. Okay, wonderful. Yes, this is a long time request, and we were finally able to deliver this month. You can now send SMS reminders to your clients to streamline your communication, reduce some of those friction points, and ensure that fewer payments and sessions are going missed, right? So there are 3 types of SMS reminders currently available in your account. So we've got smart file access codes. So this is a big one too, y'all. Previously, the only option here was to send smart file access, like security codes, through email. And I think it was a big point of friction, actually, because when it had to be emailed to clients, that wasn't necessarily something that was super easy. It kind of felt clunky to have one window open and then another. But I think this makes it a lot easier for you guys to choose to be a little bit more secure when it comes to your smart files. I know, there's the option to toggle off the security code. But if that has been a choice that you've made for your business, I want to encourage you to maybe consider turning that on again, just to have a little bit, again, that level of security for your smart files now that this SMS option is available, because it makes that so much more seamless for your business. So I just want to challenge your guys' thinking there a little bit today, and maybe opt in again to have a little bit more of a secure process on that side, because this SMS function is there. The other option is session reminders. So anytime you're using the Honeybook scheduler, now you can set it up to have meeting reminders over SMS or over text, and then payment reminders as well. So when payments are coming up due, you can opt your clients into receiving those. So there are a couple different places in your account where you're going to be managing this. If you want those SMS reminders on, you're going to start out in your company settings. So you're going to click your profile picture up in the top right-hand corner of your Honeybook account. You're going to select company settings, and then under preferences, that's where you're going to manage all of the kind of email notifications and preferences that you have in your Honeybook account in general. I saw there are some kind of newbie folks here, so I'm trying to give some language there as well. That preferences section is actually a really great place to start out when you're first setting up your Honeybook account too, just to like level set and make sure your notifications are set up the way you want them to. And it's also a great place to go to toggle on these new SMS reminders. Okay, so you'll toggle them on there. And then if you want them on for your scheduler, for your meetings, for your sessions, you're then going to head to your scheduler. So to do that, you're going Tools, Scheduler. And then individually on the session level, you will be able to toggle SMS on. In the same place where you manage email reminders, you can now say, you want email and SMS reminders to go out. And this is just, again, to give you that flexibility so that you can control what sessions have them on and what sessions have them off. So this is to say if you want SMS reminders on for all of your sessions, you'll want to have them on in the company settings as well as on every single session. So inside of the session, you'll click in, you'll scroll down to the reminders section, and just make sure that SMS and email is selected there as well. Okay, and I'm going to quickly see if we have any questions around this coming through the chat so we can talk through some of what we need there. It looks like people are mostly just excited. Angelina says 100% of my life runs on SMS reminders. I feel you, girl. Same. Okay, cool. Looks like this is all working out great. Jody wants to know where the scheduler is. So up in Tools from your Honeybook like main home screen, you'll click Tools and Scheduler, and that's how you get there. Wonderful. Great. Oh, Tiffany says this had her rethinking using Honeybook. Wonderful. Customers wanted me to text them. Of course. Love it. Okay, great. Great, you guys. So let's move on here. Another widely requested feature. This one is huge, you guys. I've heard this one for so long, and I'm super excited to see it coming live. The customizable pipeline. So previously, there were locked stages that could not be moved, renamed, deleted, adjusted really in any way, just due to the fact that they were connected to some built-in automations within your Honeybook account. And we felt they were really going to help you just automatically be able to track your work. Now, those still exist, and those are still kind of the default stages in your Honeybook pipeline, but now you have more control. I love it. Mackenzie is like all caps in the chat. She's like, yeah, me too. Now you have complete control there. Okay. So you can reorder, rename, delete, and automate any stage in your Honeybook pipeline. Okay. So to get to this screen, I know we have some questions. It seems like coming through around like where to find these things, right? And I am just going to be in slides today, you guys, just because we have so much to cover. I got some feedback last time that people wanted to see more inside of the Honeybook account. I totally get that. So I'm going to try to incorporate more instructions on where to find things, but we have so much to cover today. If I was switching back and forth between the slides and the account, it would be like cray. We would be here for 2 hours. Okay. So in order to get to this screen that I'm showing you guys, from the Projects tab in Honeybook, you're going to look for a Customize button right above the pipeline, on the right-hand side, right above the pipeline, and that's how you get to this screen. Okay, so that is where you're going to be able to adjust all of these. So you can add new stages. You can move these stages around. So it's a really simple drag and drop functionality there. You can delete some of these stages that were previously locked in. So if you want to get rid of that follow-up stage, if you want to get rid of that proposal sent stage, if you want to rename it, all of those options are available to you guys. Okay, so let's talk about how you can use this, how you might customize your own pipeline. Let's kind of start to get our gears turning here. We've got some options for different stages you can add, okay? You can add a stage for scheduling a call. You can add a stage for sending pricing, collecting feedback, sending a questionnaire, sending deliverables, asking for a referral. So your Honeybook pipeline is really just meant to be that high level view of what you're doing with your clients, what stage of your process they are in with you. Okay, so hop into the chat and let me know which of these really applies to your specific process. Which of these are you like, okay, I'm like locked in that I've got to do that later today when we wrap up here. I've got to go add that stage to my pipeline. I want to see which of these is resonating with you guys. This is just a little inspiration for you. Maybe there's something else that you've already got in your head that you know you're going to want to add to the pipeline. And then we'll talk through how to attach automations to those. But I want to see from you guys, which of these stages are you feeling like you definitely need to add to your pipeline later today? I'm seeing lots of love in the chat. That is wonderful. Referrals and collecting reviews, sending questionnaires, sending deliverables. Yes, Mackenzie cannot wait to remove that follow-up stage. I'm here for it. Yeah. Okay, calls and pricing, asking for a referral. Okay, Gali, that is a great question. Gali says, wait, so are these the only ones we can add? No, sorry. This is totally just inspiration for you. You can add, it is literally just a free form typing. Like you can type in whatever you want. So this is just meant to act as like a little inspiration for you to get your gears turning, but no, absolutely not. These are not the only ones you can add. Great question, Gali. Sorry to scare you there for a second. You totally have customization on this, full reign. Okay. Wonderful. Okay. So let's talk about how to automate, right? So from an automations perspective, we have also now released the ability to automate any stage. And this is actually going to be managed from inside of your automations section. So to get here, you're going to go tools up at the top of your Honeybook screen and automations. Okay. And then from inside of an automation, now one of the steps that you can add is to move pipeline stage. Okay, and that's a new action that you'll see. So when you go and click that plus button, it's going to bring up, and we'll see it in a second here on the screen. It's going to show you, here we go. It's going to show you the ability to move pipeline stage. Okay, and I think this works really nicely hand in hand with the new Smart File Completed adjustment that we made earlier this month, where you can now choose a specific template, okay? And we're showing that right now on the screen as well. So this is a feature we added, I think, during week 2 with the updates during You Asked, We Built. So this allows you to, for the Smart File Completed stage, you can now choose a specific template, right? Because just saying Smart File Completed feels a little broad. So we can narrow it down now to say, hey, when they complete a specific questionnaire file, or when they complete a file where I've asked for feedback on my deliverables, or once they have completed a questionnaire that I send to everyone at the wrap up of their project, I want to move pipeline stage, okay? So you can build out different automations for each of these. You can have a project move to a needs review stage after they've submitted feedback on a specific Smart File template, or a project moves to completed, right? So there are so many different ways to customize this. Great. And it looks like we had some questions coming through on SMS, the ability to customize, older projects getting them, how clients opt in. Wonderful. Okay. So the opt-in, we're just going to pause really quick and take some of these SMS questions for you guys. The opt-in automatically is added to your contact form when you have SMS turned on in your account. So when you have SMS turned on in your account, the opt-in will automatically be added to, like the opt-in language basically will automatically be added to your contact form. And when they submit the contact form, it's their way of like legally opting into those. So that is all kind of taken care of on the Honeybook side. Great question. In terms of older projects getting them, that actually is a good one. I'm not sure how that all works in terms of like retroactively opting folks in. Maybe one of my specialists can send me a tip on that so I can answer it live with all you guys in regards to the older projects, getting them. Great, great questions, you guys. Keep them coming for sure. Okay, so still focusing on this pipeline automation. So you can set up those specific smart file templates to trigger events inside of the automation, and you can have it move pipeline stage. So we already talked through a bunch of examples there. Are your guys kind of gears turning around how this might help you with your workflows and how you might like attach an automation to move a pipeline stage? Are you feeling like your gears are kind of turning and you're like, ooh, I got to sit down with Honeybook later today and kind of figure out how I want to use these new tools? I want to see you guys in the chat for me. Let me know how you are feeling about that, because there are so many options for organization and customization here. It's really a game changer. Wonderful. I am seeing so many gears turning, so much inspiration. Love it. Okay, wonderful. Okay, let's move on. In the same vein of organization, you guys, we've released a really exciting update for my folks who are using a team. So I want to see in the chat now, how many of you guys here today are currently using your team in Honeybook or have them set up in Honeybook? Do you already have your team set up in there? Are you using a team? Wonderful. Oh, I'm seeing so much love, you guys. This is wonderful. On Love Day too. How perfect is this, right? Okay. We've got folks set up with their team in here. Marsha, Rebecca. Rebecca's a team of one. I love it. Alexandrina, Darlene. Okay. Lots of people using a team. Okay, great. Alrighty. So this update is going to allow for bulk adding team members to projects from the pipeline. Okay, so you've always had the option to do bulk action. So you could do things like move stage, archive, delete, or emailing a large group of folks from this view. Okay. So the way you get there, and we're showing you on the screen now, is from your projects tab, you're just going to hover over a project until that little box appears. And then you check that box, and that basically opens up those bulk actions. So it's kind of a little hidden opportunity there. So once you check that box, you'll make your options for bulk actions visible. And then from there, you can decide to select all by checking the box up at the very, very top of the list to select all, or you can just choose a couple from that list. And then you can perform your bulk actions. And now you'll see the option to bulk add team members. So I think there's two use cases that come to my mind for this one. The first of which is if a specific person on your team owns a specific stage in the Honeybook pipeline, you can click into that stage. So once your projects get to that stage, you can then go there, select all, and add the team member to that stage. That way, they can really quickly get added on and you're not having to go in on an individual level and do that. Another one that just kind of came to my mind as like a first option for like how you might use this is if you've hired on a new team member. Maybe someone has moved on to a different opportunity and you've backfilled their role, or maybe your team is growing and you're bringing a new person in. This is a great way to really quickly get that new person up to speed and added on to your workload, so you're not having to spend a bunch of time going through on an individual level there. Bottom line, going to save you a ton of time here. Okay. Another one that we released this month is meeting date as project date. This is another super highly requested feature. Really, ever since we launched our scheduling tool, you guys, now you can set your meeting date as the project date. So this is used for those scenarios where the time that you're asking your clients to select and schedule with you needs to be in the Honeybook system as the project date. Okay, and this kind of begs the question, I think probably especially for my newer users who are here today, what is the project date and why do I care about it? Why does it matter, right? So this can impact the timing of automations. So we were talking a little bit about automations just a couple minutes ago, right? One of those things in automations where timing is selected, so you you choose when automations in Honeybook happen. And one of the timing triggers is project dates. You can say like 30 days before the project date, or 2 weeks before the project date, or 2 weeks after the project date. That's when I want this file to send, or email to send, or task to be listed for myself, or project, stage to be adjusted, right? There's all those different options. So it can influence your automations. It is also visible from that pipeline view that we were kind of just looking at with the team members. It's visible from there to help you stay really organized and know how you need to prioritize your work. It also can pull into smart fields and things like contracts and now emails, which is a little teaser to one I'm going to cover in a couple of minutes because that's a new release as well. So bottom line, if you want that session date to be your project date, this is the feature you'll want to use. And this is adjusted in the session itself. So again, from tools and scheduler, you'll click into the individual session where you want this to be true, where you want the meeting date to be the project date, and you'll just toggle this setting on. Okay, so this is set on the individual session level. Hopefully that is making sense to everyone and connecting the dots. Cool. It's looking like I'm not seeing too much concern around it. Denise says, we use the project date as the wedding date. Just wish we could manually type in the date instead of having to arrow over to the correct calendar. Okay, yes, I hear you. So you're just wishing you could type it in rather than having to select from the calendar view. Totally hear you on that one. Okay, and let's see if there are any other questions. How do I make sure a project date is tied to my smart file? For example, on my contact form, I ask people to note their event date, but will my smart file in the Honeybook system know this? Do I have to add a question on the smart file? So yeah, that would be in the contact form level. You just want to make sure that the date that you've added to the contact form is actually tied to the project date smart field. And that way it'll pull into all those relevant files as well. Great question there. Okay, let's talk about this view only mode. Okay, this next feature is really going to help out anyone here today who works with clients who are part of a larger team. Okay, so we've talked about from your perspective, if you are working with a team. Now this is for if your clients are part of a larger team or a larger organization where your services have to kind of go up a chain of command, so to speak, where they need like approval on their side. They need their team to have access to Honeybook files without being included on like every email. Okay. Am I describing your business today? I want to see you guys in the chat if this is you, if you're someone who needs to be able to share your Honeybook files with like a larger team in order to be able to move forward with your services, because this feature is for you guys. Okay. Adriana, Lacey, wonderful. Alicia, we're seeing flames. We love it. Okay. Lee, Kimberly says sometimes yes. Okay, wonderful. So this new feature is going to give you that option, you guys. You can toggle when you're going inside of a project to share a file out, or even after you've shared a file out, you can toggle on this view only mode so that your clients have the ability to share your documents for review without allowing those viewers to take any action in the file. So the end recipient, after your client has shared it, won't be able to submit payment or sign a contract or fill in questions or anything like that when it's in view only mode. It's just going to allow them to kind of review it and see the information in there. So from inside of that smart file, you'll just click the gear icon at the top of the page, and you'll scroll down to security and file access, just like we're seeing here on the screen. And then you're going to toggle on enable view only access. And that gives you two options. You can share the link with whoever needs to receive it, or you can just instruct your client to then copy the view only link from their side. So they're just going to look for a share icon inside of the file to be able to share it out with the appropriate parties. Okay. Next up here, we've got a simple, but in my opinion, very satisfying update. Hop into the chat, you guys, and let me know if you've ever felt frustrated. This is your time to vent a little bit. Have you ever felt frustrated scrolling through the seeming mountain of Honeybook default email templates when you are going to email your clients, whether it's sending them a smart file, sending them a message in the activity feed? Is this you? OMG, I'm seeing all caps. Yes. Hannah says, yes. I love it. Okay. If this is you today, people are so excited about this one. So simple, but so satisfying, right? It's like, yes, finally. Okay. If you don't know what we're talking about, the previous situation was default email templates that were related to what previously were legacy files in Honeybook couldn't be deleted because they were attached to those legacy files. Okay. They were cluttering up the list of email templates that you saw when you were going to message your clients. But now we're giving you the option to delete those email templates. Okay. So I'm loving this. We're like, hallelujah. We're praising over in the chat today for this one. A couple other simple but very helpful updates just to wrap up week 3 here, because we're getting to our halfway mark, you guys. This one is time zones on the calendar. So we noticed a lot of folks weren't sure what their time zone was set to within Honeybook. So we added the time zone essentially anywhere you have timing within your account so that you have more visibility into what your time zone is when you're inside of Honeybook. So our hope is that this is going to really minimize any confusion or friction points that you might have been experiencing previously while attempting to use Honeybook for your calendaring and scheduling needs. Wonderful. It looks like people are loving this one as well. Do I have any folks here in regards to the time zone feature? Do I have any folks here who travel for work, like outside of your time zone? Are you ever taking your laptop with you and getting work done from inside of Honeybook on a different time zone? Let's see you guys in the chat, because I have a quick tip for you. Yes, lots of you. Okay, wonderful. Great, great, great. So when you are traveling to a different time zone, your Honeybook calendar and Honeybook in general is going to reflect that new time zone as well. And again, you're going to have full visibility into that in your account, right? So, and then as soon as you're home, it'll revert back. So kind of think about it as the way of like when you put your phone in airplane mode and you're on a plane, and then when you take it off airplane mode, it updates to that new time zone. That's how Honeybook is operating as well. So it's just going to pull in and you're going to be able to see it no matter where you are in your Honeybook account. It's going to show up super seamlessly. So it's really easy to identify what time zone you're on and making sure that all of that is working properly for you. Okay. Now, one last quick one for week 3 of feature releases. All across the Honeybook system now, anywhere the date is displayed, so in your project, smart fields, smart files, and in your meetings, it's going to show the day of the week. So like Wednesday, Saturday, along with the calendar date itself. So this just allows you guys to quickly identify what day of the week it is without needing to pull out your own phone calendar or something like that. And it's just going to make everything super clear for you. Okay, that wraps up our updates from week 3. Now we're moving along to week 4. Okay, let's see. And it seems like there are some questions around legacy files. People are still using them, when they will be gone. We do not have like a timeline for removing legacy files, you guys, so don't stress about that. I would encourage you to start dipping your toe in smart files just because of all of the customization and functionality that is there that you are missing out on. And you can do all of the same legacy file functions from within smart files. You can keep a smart file as simple as you need it to be. So I would definitely recommend moving over to Smart Files. Sherry loves them. So if Sherry's loving them, we should all love them, right? So I would recommend definitely checking them out if you have not already. I know they can be a little intimidating, but you guys, we have so many wonderful resources in our help center to help kind of ease you into that process. Great questions. I'm glad we were able to address that too. Okay. So week 4 of updates, you guys, this is kind of our final stretch. The features released during week 4 were all focused around maintaining great client relationships. And we know how critical this is to your long-term success and how much professionalism and personalization play a role here. So that's really where we focused our updates. You're going to be seeing updates around client portal, contact lists, client workspace, and more. And we're just really helping you more easily stay on top of your client history and your client details. Okay. And the first of these was actually one you might have seen back in December. This is our out of office autoresponder. Okay, so hopefully you saw this in December and were able to utilize it while you took some well-deserved holiday time with some loved ones. If not, you'll know next time you go to Hawaii what to do, okay? So you can easily now let your new and current clients know when you are taking some well-deserved time off by creating an automatic response from right inside of your Honeybook account. Okay, so to set this up, you're going to head over to your profile picture up in the top right-hand corner of your Honeybook account, and you're going to choose My Account. Then you're going to scroll down till you see this out of office reply section. Okay, and this is where you can check off the activity types that this reply will send for. So you can specify for contact forms, lead forms, scheduler inquiries, meta lead ads, or just new messages within existing projects. You can specify what you want to do there. And then you can click in to edit, obviously, the body and subject of this email as well. And then you'll choose your start and end dates. And the end date is actually optional. So if you've got something going on and you're not sure when the end is going to be coming, you can leave that off of there if you'd like to as well. Okay. And this is the huge piece about this, you guys. I am not sure of any out of office program that does this. Tell me in the chat if you know of one, but we are going to send you a recap email when you return to office. So when you turn your out of office message off, Honeybook is automatically going to turn around and send you an email recapping everything that happened while you were gone. Okay, we're going to be sending this to you so that when you come back online, it is so easy to get back up to speed. Hannah's like, this is amazing. People are like, stop. Madison's like, stop it. Sierra's like, yeah, okay, crazy, right? This is like insane. This means you can actually disconnect, you guys. And this is what we are all about here, is like making sure that, you love your business, but at the end of the day, you're also taking care of yourselves. Because how many of us go on vacation and still check our email every single morning? If this is you, I want to hear you in the chat. If you have this fear of falling behind and you're still checking your email every day on vacation, we hope you stop doing that. Okay, that is our goal here. Wonderful. People are loving this. Yes, no FOMO here. Love it. Brilliant. Wonderful. Okay. Another way that we are helping you guys quickly get emails out to your clients is with email smart fields. Now, I alluded to this one briefly earlier. Smart fields are now available within the composer of your email templates, whether that is in the project level or the smart file template level. These composers are going to show you different smart fields that you can add in. So some ways you can use this. Okay, and let me know if you have ideas on how you're going to use this too. But some ways you can use this is by pulling project date into confirmation emails, pulling the client first name in to have that personalized touch, pulling your company phone number in so they know the best way to get in touch with you, or pulling the project type into a booking confirmation. There are so many different ways that you can use this. We talked earlier about the meeting date being set as project date. Project date is one of these smart fields that can pull in, right? So this really has its value when you build an email template at the master template level, right? So that then when you go to pull that in with a client in the future, all of that information is going to pull in, okay? Great. From the project level, those project details will pull right in, super quick and easy to respond to your clients. Okay. In the same lane of emails, we've made some short adjustments to the way you access attachments and images from within Honeybook. Previously, if you had clicked on attachments or images to view them, it would automatically download. A little bit frustrating for some folks, right? A little bit frustrating. Let me hear you in the chat. Again, it's another moment to vent. This is a safe space. Now, when you are clicking this, you're going to get a preview instead. Okay. You can still, of course, choose to download it later on, but ultimately it's going to be your choice. We're not forcing you to download anymore. And this is going to be the experience within your projects, within the Files tab, and your library. Okay, now we've been talking about managing your work from a project level, but we've also made some adjustments to give you more flexibility with the way you work in Honeybook as well. So tell me in the chat, are you someone who manages your clients, or do you consider your work based on projects? Or do you manage your work based on clients? Which of those kind of resonates more with you? Are you project-based? Or are you client-based? Let me hear you in the chat. Which one kind of resonates more with you? Hannah says clients, projects. Okay. Sierra, Kimberly. Okay, we're seeing a total mix. Okay. So if you are one of my folks here today who is mentioning managing their work based on clients, this new client workspace is going to allow you to do just that, or at least give you that really clear picture of what your client work looks like. It's a brand new page in your Honeybook account that is going to centralize your client details into one easy to access place. So from the client workspace view here, and by the way you get here is from up in the top navigation, you're going to click contacts. And that is where you can search for a client's name, click in, and then you're going to get this workspace view. Okay. So from the client workspace, you can see projects they are involved in. You can view the lead and client history. You can start working with a new lead. You can view the client worth. So that's what's over here on the right-hand side of the screen. You can view how much they are worth to you. What does their sales look like from a client level? You can view and add contact notes. You can create a new project. You can create a new file. You can edit their details, their contact details. You can send an email. And again, to get here, you're just going to click into the client name from that contact page. And we've also made some updates to the contact page. So it's way more actionable now. There's just been some minor UI changes you might notice over there. You can view all contacts, clients, or your leads separately. So you can kind of take some different filters to look at those. And you can assign contacts to larger organizations and then filter by organization as well. So really wonderful updates on the client work side of things if that is you. Okay, another way that we're helping you get more visibility into your account is with this new monthly sales report. So we know the more you understand about your business performance, the better decisions you're going to be able to make, which is why we have added a new sales report to show your monthly bookings and related revenue. So our hope is that with this visibility into your monthly sales, you have the information you need to really make those data-driven decisions quickly about your operations, your goals, your growth. Okay. Previously, if you'd wanted to do this, you would have had to dig through a bunch of kind of aggregate of like different reports from Honeybook and sift through it. Obviously, that means there's more margin for error. Darlene wishes she had $275K in her account. Girl, me too. Previously, if you wanted this, you had to go through a bunch of different reports. So our hope with this new one is that this specialized report is going to offer you a bit more clarity and those actionable insights from your sales perspective. Okay. So I know I am a big data-driven, sales-driven. I have a sales background. So I love this kind of stuff. I want to see you guys in the chat. And I think I'm seeing some of you already. If this is something that makes your heart so happy, absolutely, I want to hear from you in the chat because we are kindred spirits. Okay. Alrighty. And this wraps up week 4, you guys. And now I am hopping into what I'm most excited about. Is our kind of honorable mentions and our sneaky last minute ads. Okay, we've got some type A people. I love it. All right. I love it. Okay, Rodney says, so what you're saying with all of these updates is that Honeybook has been in the gym and in the lab putting in that work. Yes, exactly. Rodney is really summing it up for us, you guys. Now, moving on to our last minute little push through moment. Yes, the best Valentine's Day gift. I love it. So that is wrapping up weeks 3 and 4, but we are really about to get into the best of this, you guys. So stick with me because we didn't stop there. We didn't stop there. Our team squeezed out a last couple last minute additions, and you are not going to want to miss these. In true you asked, we built style, we were noticing a lot of buzz going on in the community over this last month around concerns for the new Yahoo and Google latest spam updates. So basically, anyone who sends marketing emails will need to ensure that they're offering an easy unsubscribe option. Well, we've got you guys. We've got your back. It's not the typical use case with Honeybook to be sending marketing emails, right? But if this was a concern of yours, there's no reason to be concerned anymore because Honeybook added this feature in. If you need to, if you are sending a marketing email, right? So if you're doing a bulk larger message or sending some kind of marketing message through Honeybook, you're simply going to click this marketing email icon inside the email composer, and that will automatically add in the unsubscribe link for you. Okay. So if a client has unsubscribed from marketing emails, you'll see indicators in a few different places. And then any marketing emails that you send won't be delivered to their inbox, but the emails will show in the corresponding project activity feed with the kind of like unread, unable to send notification there as well. And if you want to learn more about that, Jesse just posted the link in the chat there. Okay, so that was like a quick, easy, feel good. Okay, good. Ooh, take that, weight off your shoulders kind of moment. This next one is possibly one of the biggest releases, in my opinion, across the whole month. You guys, are you ready? Are you ready for this one? Service-based scheduling. That's right, people. We are talking about allowing your clients to select a service that in turn will showcase a specific scheduler from right within that same smart file. Okay. So let's talk through what this looks like. Now, when you're inside of a smart file, you go to add a service block. You will see the option to add service selection with scheduler when you go to start from blank. Okay. And then from there, you can add your services. People are so excited about this one. I know, kind of sneaky, right? Like this was a last minute thing. I do have to mention this is only live in 50% of accounts, you guys, because we're still just working through some last minute fixes on this one. It truly does not get more last minute than this, right? But we had to get this one out the door for you guys as we wrapped up this month. So it's live for 50%. If you do not see it, hang tight. It is coming so soon. We just want to make sure it's perfect for you. Okay, little disclaimer there for you. So now when you're inside a smart file, when you go to add services, you are going to add service selection with scheduler when you start from blank. And then from there, you can add in your services like we're seeing on the screen, and you're going to be able to attach the appropriate session type. So you can link the scheduler block to the services block. That will allow your client to select that service and schedule a session. So when you do this, basically, the services will display and it will add a scheduler page to that same smart file. And then when they get to that scheduler page, whatever selection they've made here, that appropriate scheduler will pull into that page later on. Hopefully this is making sense to you guys. If you want to take it even a step further, you can add an invoice page so that your clients can not only select the service they want to move forward with, book the time that makes sense for their schedule, but they can also pay for that service. This is like the creme de la creme, like client experience all in one spot. I want to see you guys hop into the chat and let me know if this is so helpful for you. Gold already is in there for me. I love it. This is what I needed for my social media management clients. They need to book me at least twice a month. Amazing. Andrea says exactly what I needed. Adrian wants to know if they can sign a contract in the process. Yes. And you are the perfect little segue for me because that is actually one of the things that we released earlier this month as well. This is more of our honorable mentions, but session-related contract fields are now available because of this whole initiative over the last month. So not only in the scenario we're talking about, can you show services so they can select what they want to move forward with and schedule a time based on that selection and submit payment, they can also sign a contract where your session-specific details are pulled in automatically. Okay, so Honeybook is really acting as this like all-in-one booking flow for these scenarios where you have service-based scheduling needs. Okay, so previously, if you had wanted to do this, that would have had to be like 3 different files or something. So now we're just like consolidating all of this into one amazing file. And Darlene wants to know if she can manage their payment timing. Yes, always. You control the payment schedule in Honeybook. So from that invoicing page, you are easily going to be able to adjust to say, that first payment is the deposit. The next one is due 3 months from now, and that's going to be 50% of the rest. Whatever you want to do there, you're always in control of the timing. People want to know if we are recording this. Yes, absolutely. Chelsea, coming so soon. Like, I would be surprised if you didn't have access by the end of the month, and that's being like very, very conservative on the timing of this update. Yes, the recording is coming to YouTube. Awesome. Okay, we are chugging along here, you guys, with the rest of our honorable mentions. If you missed it, digital products in lead forms. So within your lead forms now, you're going to be able to sell workbooks and ebooks and downloads and other digital products for your business. This is huge. You can offer those links so that when your client submits payment, you can attach a link to that purchase so they get access to that right away. The other one here is the file upload block. I'm seeing lots of love around the lead form one. I know I'm flying through at the end here, you guys. Yes, super exciting. I'm so glad to see that this is, how is this only an honorable mention? Rodney, I know we had 2 full weeks of updates that we covered in last week's session. And I spent time on these there as well. So yes, honorable mentions just because they were from weeks 1 and 2, and I couldn't leave them out. I couldn't leave them out in today's session, right? So this one is for file upload. This was previously only available in Smart Files when we talked about it during weeks 1 and 2. But you guys, we did it again. It's also available in lead forms now. Okay, so if you are waiting for file upload to be available in lead forms, this is where we added that in. Okay, and I see a question. Shanice says, where do we find the lead forms digital products? So when you are creating a lead form under the services, you can add in the digital product option. And Jesse just added the link in the chat for us for the Help Center. So you can click that to view the kind of walkthrough of instructions. Wonderful. People are asking for a copy of last session's webinar. Maybe someone can grab that and pop that in the chat for folks as well. And there's also a running list of all of our updates that have been made on the blog. Yes, clients can upload pics when they are inquiring. Yes, inspiration pics. Diane wants to know if they can upload things. Yes, so in a lead form, if you include that upload file option, they will be able to upload photos for you. Absolutely. Okay, great questions, you guys. Another honorable mention here is late fees. This is now live in invoices. You can automatically have Honeybook charge late fees for your payments. You just toggle this on in the settings for your invoices. So it's right there under gratuity. You can toggle this on for late fees to allow this to automatically bill them if they are late on a payment. And then to wrap it all up, we made working on the go just that much smoother by adding automations to mobile. So now from inside of a project on the mobile app, you can now view, disable, approve, and apply automation templates, tasks, actions. And that is going to wrap it up for us, you guys. Let me see if there are any other questions we can take through. And I also, while I'm looking through these questions, I want to hear from you guys in the chat if you had a favorite feature from this last month. Andrea's mind is blown. I love it. Yeah, Madison wants her lead form question to be answered here. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so Madison says, can you answer my lead form versus smart file question here? So is that just asking, like, what is the difference between lead forms and smart files? Madison, if you want to hop into the chat and leave the question again for me, I'd be happy to answer that one for you. Great stuff, guys. People are excited about moving pipeline stage. Automated late fees are Heather's favorite. Carlos is feeling very thankful. Wonderful pipeline changes. Okay, cool. And let's see if Madison dropped that question again for me. Okay, let's see. If I'll upload a new client portal with the magic link, customized pipeline. Wonderful. There are so many, right? How do you choose just one question? Okay. And Madison's question is, yes, just around the difference between smart files and lead forms. Great. Yeah. So the difference between smart files and lead forms is smart files are sent within an existing project in Honeybook. Lead forms are a way to collect information outside of Honeybook to bring clients in. So lead forms and contact forms are actually more similar in the sense that you can share them more publicly, whether you decide to embed them on your website, which you can actually only do with contact forms. Lead forms, you would need to attach like a little button and then redirect to a lead form from your website. You can have them be a link in bio, however you distribute that information. Lead forms have a lot of really similar functionality to smart files, whereas contact forms are a little bit more limited just in the sense that you can have text and images and just questions, whereas lead forms can have like service selection and the scheduler and payment and all of those things inside of it. So if you're looking for something that's like more robust for an entry point for your clients, that's where the lead forms are really going to perform. And then smart files are like, okay, I've already gotten those people into Honeybook. Now, how am I communicating with them? Okay, hopefully that kind of deciphers the difference between the two. There's contact forms and lead forms as an entry point into your business. And then once they're inside of Honeybook using one of those two methods, then you have smart files for continuing that relationship, whether it be collecting payment, scheduling things, service selections, contracts, invoicing, whatever that needs to look like. Okay, great question. I think that's a really good level set for folks as well. Okay, let's see. Love it. Oh, Darlene, this is a wonderful message. Darlene says, imagine a service that gets better along the way and not just in the small ways that make your clients money. Yes, 100%, Darlene. That is exactly where we're coming from. And such a wonderful way to spend Valentine's Day too, right? It's like we're sharing all the love here. Let me see if there are any other, if my specialists have any kind of like burning questions that came through that you guys would like me to answer live, go ahead and send those my way. And I am also perusing the chat to see if I'm missing anything, but it's looking like we're getting all of them covered there, which is wonderful. Great. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Anthony says, will the scheduler link to other calendars? Meaning if we have days blocked off, will it be selected on the scheduler? Yes, absolutely. So Honeybook can connect to multiple different calendaring options. So you can have your Google Calendar connected or your Outlook calendar connect, like whatever calendaring tool you use, Honeybook odds are will connect with it. We connect with iCloud. Basically, if you have a calendaring solution, Honeybook will connect with it. And then, yes, if you have things already blocked off on that calendar, that is like the big, wonderful thing with the Honeybook scheduler, is that is going to be able to pull in your availability more accurately. So yes, absolutely. That is how that works. Good question there. Chris says, with digital upload lead form, can I still use the link to place in my mass email marketing for clients? I want to make sure they can have access. Yeah, so with lead forms, you can definitely, it's shareable by a link. So yeah, you can absolutely include that. That is like the whole point with lead forms. So yes, absolutely hyperlink it and send it out that way. Let's see. Some of my clients take their time paying a couple of days. Is there a way to remove overdue on the proposal? There's no way to remove that, but I do think it's just a good general best practice, right? To remind your clients, like, to maybe not take their time paying you. Like, ultimately, this is your business. And I think it's okay to continue to show that. And there isn't a way to adjust it, just because I think it does kind of add that nice, it's like a very kind of friendly way to say, like, hey, the program is putting pressure on. It's not something you're necessarily doing, right? But it's like Honeybook is managing that financial relationship. So it doesn't have to feel awkward. It's just the program kind of taking on that, the financial kind of awkward conversation a little bit for you. Okay, Abby has a question around having folks set up her account for her. So that is actually a program called Honeybook Pros, and you can absolutely check that out. Maybe someone can send Abby that link to the Honeybook Pros, or Abby, you can check it out as well. Honeybook Pros are business owners just like you, but they are like experts in the Honeybook system, and you can hire them to help set up your account. And I think we had a bunch of them here today as well. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We poured so much love into this month of feature releases, and we really are looking forward to seeing how you all are going to use them, and hope they really simplify the way that you are doing business. And as always, we are just so grateful that you've chosen to partner with Honeybook and our tools. And thank you for trusting us. And we will talk to you soon.